With the emergence of many different social issues since the 2016 United States presidential election, young people are quickly taking to the polls, but the question of whether or not young voters are truly informed or not remains.
The internet's gotten so broad and so large with social media and everything that people are able to retreat into all of the different areas that agree with them, go to like imright.com and just sort of, in order to validate whatever they feel is the truth, I feel. But I think it's very unfortunate, but I think there's definitely a movement coming out in our generation where we're trying to be a little more critical about how we evaluate our sources.
Xavier Agetto is the communications director for College Democrats of Washington. Agetto believes that seeing and understanding both sides of the political spectrum is important, especially during this election process for young voters.
I think we need some sort of reform in our education system to sort of emphasize the importance of participation in the political process.
Agetto says he has friends on both sides of the political spectrum that agree with one key issue on one side, but also agree with various issues on the other, resulting in these people feeling politically confined to the left or right rather than staying in the middle. The U.S. Census reported that voter turnout jumped from 20% in 2014 to 36% in 2018 among 18 to 29-year-olds. This is reportedly the largest percentage point increase for any age group. Another big factor in how young people plan to vote is the significance social media has on this generation of voters and how politicians have used their various platforms to convey their political views. These posts on social media have become big factors for young people when deciding how to vote.
I, however, see young people being more willing to engage with each other and not give up on each other. I feel like people my age or older are just tired, and so we just delete. We are no longer friends. Delete. I don't talk to you anymore. I see young people more willing on Facebook to continue to engage, to continue to go back and forth with each other. So I think that is a positive thing. But again, there's a lot of passion there, and so sometimes what is said isn't always kind, and I think that could have a tendency to turn people off. It's a call out as opposed to a call in.
Rochelle Horner, a humanities teacher at Eastlake High School in Sammamish, Washington, believes that teaching young people early on about social issues and getting to know your own values will prove to be beneficial, especially in the current political climate America is facing.
Behind it. And I think sometimes young people substitute passion for substance. And I hope that my students aren't just passionate and they're just not just saying the right words, but they're actually looking into the issues and thinking more broadly about what does this mean economically, socially, politically. If I vote for one person or the other person, what are the actual issues? What are the actual outcomes? Because I know there's a lot of passion there for sure, but sometimes I don't know if I see the substance.
I think one of the traps that we can fall into is thinking that there's this grand battle between left and right, and from a political standpoint, I'd say yes, there is, but I don't think America is as harshly divided as we think.
Americans will be taking to the polls November 3rd to decide the next president of the United States. Mary Ginther, Pullman, Washington.